Hi friends, Paula here. Welcome to my kitchen. If you're new, I'm glad you're here. If you're not new, I am still glad you're here. I am participating in March Candy Madness, being hosted by Constance of Cosmopolitan Cornbread. She has lovely videos, recipes. She shares her gardening. She's now in Arkansas, but I started following her when she was still in Alabama. And I loved her gardening tours. I loved how she talked about all the flowers she grew and plants. So this is a great little collaboration. It's an open collaboration that she put together. So we're going to make strawberry jam. Let's get started. Come on. I give them a good rinse. And remember, clean, clean, clean. Like this one, no like. He's no good. We're not going to keep him. I already scrubbed my sink. I washed my hands. Clean is the word of the day. Now I take my tomato cora and I just do that. And this way you're not losing a lot of the top of the strawberry by lobbing off with a knife. You're just taking the core out. I don't want to bore you with this because this is almost as bad as watching paint dry. Strawberry, I think, is the jam that goes the quickest in my house, but my family also loves blueberry. The triple berry I've done. I don't like that one either. It's going south. Or mixed berry with blackberry, raspberry, and strawberry. That one is really good too. And I've made mango strawberry. But, oh, pineapple. My husband loves pineapple in his yogurt. And it's also so delicious in cottage cheese and on top of cheesecake. So pineapple is another one. But the one that really flies off my pantry shelf is the strawberry. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with this because you get the idea. Just try to remember, don't use a knife to cut off so much of the meat of the strawberry. You want to have as much berry as you can. I use my potato masher to mash up my strawberries. Full of hot soapy water. I just put my jars, my bands, my lids right in. They get a good washing. And then I will put them into my steam canner. Steam can. I love it. I have all different types of jars here. Look how cute this one is. That's a pretty one. Right now I'm using ball lids, but I have also used 4 jars, and I've had absolute wonderful success with them. I'm going to wash these and then we'll get ready to move on to making the jam itself. Okay, so here we have, and don't choke if you're not familiar with making jam, 7 cups of sugar. Yes, 7 cups. Don't fret, there are low sugar recipes if this is too much for you to deal with. It doesn't bother me even a little bit. 4 tablespoons of 100% lemon juice from a bottle. Picking lemons off a tree or lemons from the fruit department, it could be different acidic levels. So you want your lemon from the jar or bottle. And 6 tablespoons of, I used Ball Real Fruit Classic Pectin. In here is 5 cups of mashed strawberries. The extra berries I put in a freezer bag, and my kids can make smoothies or whatnot. Now you're going to add the pectin, and you're going to whisk it to combine. Get it all in. By the way, I also put my pie dish, my small plate, into the freezer because that's how I'm going to test if it's ready. And then you add your lemon juice. And I'm going to put the heat on it. And you want this to come up to a full boil. The reason my sugar is already measured out, I'm going to kind of put you over here, is because you have to dump it all at once. And by having it in the bowl already, whoop, right in it goes. So I also have my jars in here. I had it on, but I shut it because it was getting pretty warm. I filled them with water. It gets 3 quarts the steamer. I'm not a teacher, so to say I can teach canning, no. But I love my steam canner. It is quicker than water bath because water bath you have to have it come over by an inch on your jars. So it heats up quicker. And I really just love the convenience of it. But you can't process for over 45 minutes. So as you can see, it's huge. This also is a water bath canner as well as a steam canner. I've not done anything. What did I can? I just canned something for 35 minutes, and I think that was about the longest I've canned. If you could believe it, I'm a blank. Oh, beets. I did my pickled beets, and they were for 35 minutes. That's the longest that I've ever steam canned so far. Okay, this is boring, so we'll come back when we're ready to dump the sugar. Okay, that looks like a rolling boil to me. Now remember, the sugar's going in all at once, and it's on a high heat. In you go. Oh my word, that is an insane amount of sugar. And you gotta, please be careful because it is hot. Off the sides. And then you have to stir this until it's a boil that will not stir down. You know how sometimes you stir something and it stops boiling? Well, you need to make sure it doesn't stop boiling when you stir it. And we'll come back when it's at that stage. Okay, you see how it's boiling? And by the way, the foam doesn't bother me. If you don't want foam, you can put, it's the tiniest, I think it's less than a tablespoon of butter for that, but it doesn't bother me. So it's boiling and I'm going to stir it. And to me, here I am stirring and it's not backing down, in my opinion. It is bubbling away. So once that happens, you need to do a timer for 1 minute. And stir it up. And then I'm gonna share with you a little secret from, not a secret, a tip from Georgia Verosa. Georgia Verosa has the Amish cookbook, canning cookbook, and the Homesteaders canning book. I'll show it to you. But she says when you shut it off, give it about 4 minutes and occasionally stir it so that your fruit does not stay at the top. I never knew that. And there we go, off. And I am just going to now set a timer for 4 minutes. And I am going to do just what she said. And we'll come back. My little test. This is quite cold. Ooh, that's hot. That has gelled up beautifully. I am not even a little worried. I've never had a problem with strawberry jam setting up. But I do like that tip from her about stirring it to keep it from floating to the top, because that has happened. So, and it's this book, the Homestead Canning Cookbook from Georgia Verosa, and she is a master canner as well. All right, we'll be back. All righty, we are ready. I am going to grab my jars. I pour the water in them out, obviously. And you want a 1/4 inch headspace, which is, I'm just going to use this because these jars are hot. The tippy top notch is 1/4, the second is 1/2, and the bottom is 1 inch headspace. So let's get rolling here. It's pretty easy, and I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I did taste it off of my frozen dish. Could not help myself. It's always good. And the smell, it's just amazing. It's amazing what fresh strawberry jam made from scratch smells like. Okay. Now I'm going to get I'm going to move this a little closer. This is my pokey tool. You want to get out all the air bubbles. And then you want to, this right here is 1/4 inch. That one could use a little more. That one is good. I'm just gonna, it's barely okay. Let me get it to where, because I love the fact that the jar is also a bit of a guide. And just a little more. And I'm making a mess all over my cloth, but I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. Yep. Now I'm going to show you my other happy gadget. I got this from Amazon. It's a nail polish remover pump. And it holds my vinegar. And I just pump it out, because you want to, look what I did. You want to get a good wiping, because sugar makes it tough for sealing. It's very sticky. So you want to go around a couple of times. And we'll do that here. And Ball now says you don't need to boil your lids because it'll compromise the sealing compound. I know people still do it. I'm not here to argue with anyone. We are all adults. You do what makes you happy. I don't do it anymore because they said it is not necessary. And you want fingertip tight. Once it starts turning, that is fingertip tight. There we go. And we'll get these in. Another. And it goes. Come back with another. We'll do these ones and then we'll come back when they're all in the can. I absolutely love canning. I love growing vegetables that I can, like my beets and cucumbers. I love having pork, chicken, and beef on my pantry shelf. It makes for a very quick meal if you're in a pinch. So canning has turned out to be such a wonderful blessing for me. I am so glad I started binge watching some of the gals who can. I do belong to, she's a safe canner. She has a YouTube video, Carol, the Thrifty Chic Housewife. I belong to her Facebook group, and I'll drop a link to her YouTube. Everything she does is 100% by the book. Just a little bit more. I watch hers. I watched Sarah from Living Tradition. I watched Heather from The Needy Homesteader. I watch, obviously, Cosmopolitan Cornbread Constance, who is hosting this March Canning Madness. It's worth learning. It really is. And let's, beautiful and beautiful. Let me, it's hot. I can see the steam coming off of it. So I'm going to hold it with my jaw holder, and I really like to make sure I'm getting all that syrupy sugar off the top and the sides. I want it to make a good seal. Alrighty, folks. We're going to get this in, and we'll come back when the canner is fully loaded. Okay, I got the 8 half pints squeezed in there, and they're going to process for 15 minutes. Now you see, when my arrow is in the green, that's when I start the timer for 15 minutes. And steam will be coming out of these 2 holes like crazy, and then I'll just lower it, because you don't want it to be a heavy boil. You don't want it to go dry. So once it gets into the go zone, then you can lower it, and my processing time for my elevation is 15 minutes. And they're slowly pinging each one. They look beautiful, and that tip about stirring it seemed to do the trick, because that strawberry is dispersed through the whole jar. I had just the littlest bit left, but you can see it gelled. It's delicious. There goes another ping. You can't buy this in the store. It's not even worth trying. Make it yourself. They're almost all done pinging. Now they'll sit on my counter, and tomorrow morning I'll give them a warm tubby and get them ready for my shelf. Hey guys, I wanted to quickly come back to let you know all the jars sealed. And I didn't get 8, I got 9 pints. One day I'll learn how to count. I can't help but feel that after 6 kids, the brain cells start to evaporate. But I want to show you that little tip from Georgia Varosa about stirring. It really seemed to make a difference. There's this one. Look at this guy. There's almost no separation. I know with fruits, they'll sometimes float, but look at that. It seems to have made a difference. As I was getting closer to the bottom, and they all sealed beautiful, there was less strawberry, but I'm really pleased with that tip. So that is what is going to go on from now on. I'm going to let it settle for 4 to 5 minutes and then give it a stir. So I say this was a successful canning session. Strawberry jam is outrageously delicious. The grocery store will never, ever fill your pantry shelves with something half as good as this. Follow March Madness Canning. Follow Constance at Cosmopolitan Cornbread. don't be afraid to try it. It's such a wonderful thing, and I truly was petrified. So it's worth taking the leap, and there's so many lovely things you can do with steam, water bath, and pressure canning. Alrighty, friends. I'm glad you came and visited with me. If you're new, I would love it if you subscribed. Until next time, go create something wonderful. Bye-bye.